Oh, boys and girls, it's the most wonderful time of the year, the LOLLUJO Cup. If you're not familiar with the LOLLUJO Cup from previous years, it's very simple. I take every team I've managed over the course of Football Manager 2023, pit them against each other in a big old tournament where I have absolutely no favourites as to who I would like to win, and then we find out once and for all who the best team I've managed. And it's probably going to be the Spurs team from the world record thing, isn't it? Which is going to be... I better not be them. And here we have it, folks, the LOLLUJO Cup, a group stage and knockout tournament. If you're wondering how I've done this, it's all done in the versus mode on Football Manager, completely seamless. If you were live in the stream when I was setting this up, you'll be able to confirm in the comment section. Completely seamless and really easy to set this up, but we have imported the 15 teams I've managed over the course of FM23. We've had to add an extra team because you can only do these tournaments as 8 teams or 16 teams. It felt mean to make 7 teams miss out. So to get over that, we've added Peterborough Sports twice because let's face it, they're not winning anyway, but we've added the final team we managed at Peterborough Sports and also the team at the start of Non-League to Legend as on the basis of them being the most viewed team that we managed this year. But you've got the Chelsea team from the beta that won multiple Champions Leagues, home, which was a finished save, and I won't hear anything different. Barcelona from Non-League to Legend, Juventus and Liverpool from Non-League to Legend, Penabont from the Twitch save, Man City from the saving Man City save. So that's Man City, but not as you know it, boys and girls. That's the kind of Man City team that would go away to Arsenal and lose. We've got Posh from my Twitch beta save, Preston from Non-League to Legend, Leipzig from the 24-hour stream that we did earlier in the year, Servette from Twitch, Spurs from the world record save at Insomnia, and also Spurs from Non-League to Legend, Sporting from Twitch, and as mentioned, the 2 Peterborough Sports teams. And then we leave Football Manager to do it. Oh, we get the draw. We get to see the draw happen. Oh, beautiful. What we want here is we don't want the 2 sports teams in the same group, although if they're in the same group, it gives them a chance to actually get through. We have no seedings here, so we could get a big team knocked out early on. So, look at that. 4 big teams at the head of their groups. Barcelona and Chelsea in the same group. Liverpool and Man City. That looks like an easy group already. Preston and Leipzig. Oh, it's happened. The 2 Peterborough Sports teams, both in Group D. Now, if we can get Penabont and Home in there as well, we're going to get some fun teams make it through to the knockout rounds. Oh, Home aren't making it through, are they? Barcelona and Chelsea ruining it for everybody. Penabont also likely to struggle, unfortunately. Servette in there with Preston and Leipzig and might have a chance. That's a Servette team that did make it into the Europa League group stages. Sporting have probably got that group wrapped up already, although there are still 2 Spurs teams and a Juventus teams to come. Are we going to... I mean, if we'd have had Home and Peterborough over here, it would have been an all Peterborough group, which would have been nice. So Juventus, that is a tough group. We're losing a big team there. Posh going to struggle like Penabont did. All right, that is the Peterborough team that had Endrick in it. So, you know, there's always a chance, especially bearing in mind that's the Man City team from saving Man City. So you could see that there's an argument that Peterborough team might be better than that Man City team. The Spurs world record team is going to win that group comfortably, and then the other Spurs team is going to win that group comfortably. So the groups have been drawn. The plan from here, boys and girls, we're just going to sim through the group stages. Otherwise, this is going to be the longest video in history. So I'll meet you on the other side of the group stages, and then we'll come up with a plan for the knockout rounds. That being said, we get so much more information than I thought we had previously. So we have our favourites to win. I mean, can't really argue with favourites to win being Chelsea. They did win back-to-back Champions Leagues back in the beta. Second favourites Liverpool, Barcelona. The Posh team, 4 favourites ahead of the Champions League winning Tottenham world record team. That gives... I forgot just how good was that Peterborough team? That's very interesting. Oh, goodness me. Top goal scorer odds. Kai Havertz, favourite to be top scorer. Diallo from Liverpool. Oh, Sakuna. I love getting caught up with all our boys again. Silas from Posh. Oh, it really is a trip down memory lane for those of you who've watched lots of my saves this year. And it shows us who our best team was for each of the teams. So this is the starting Peterborough Sports team with Manish still in it. They've only got Manish has made it through to the LOLLUJO Cup. What a time to be alive. And yeah, I'm not going to go through every squad in detail. We'll get caught up again with our heroes as we get deeper into this. But I love the fact that Manish, our first hero of Non-League Legend this year, has made it to the LOLLUJO Cup. Beautiful stuff. The first round of matches is complete. I decided to play them rather than simming them. That's all on the Twitch VOD if you want to go and see it. But everything pretty much went according to script. Even Josh Labadie, good old toolbag, getting himself sent off for Peterborough Sports against Peterborough Sports. And I guess the biggest upset is Spurs only drawing with Sporting. That's non-League to Legend version of Spurs only drawing with a Sporting team that wasn't really good enough to compete with a good Premier League team. Don't be too alarmed by Posh beating Man City. That was the saving Man City team, and that was a very good Posh team. Endrick getting a couple of goals there for Peterborough means the groups look like after the first round of matches. We've got 2 more rounds of matches to go. But the final Peterborough Sports team are top of a group that contains non-League to Legend Spurs. They obviously still have Sporting and Spurs to play, so they're not going to finish top. But those 2 drawing gives them half a chance almost, and the rest of the groups are pretty much shaping up how you'd expect them to shape up. The one other surprise, I guess, is Barcelona getting really comfortably beaten by Juventus and now leaving themselves with a lot to do, because Juventus and Chelsea are 2 of the best teams I managed this year. That Barcelona team has to win both of its next 2 matches to stand any chance of getting through that group. So it's all still to play for, boys and girls. Let's go play. Go and play for it. It's all to play for. So, boys and girls, match day 2 is now complete. And as you can see, we had some big score lines in match day 2 and some teams that are already out. Home, having lost their first couple of games, are out. I think we'll have a look at the league tables in a minute to confirm exactly who's out. No real surprises there, other than the fact the Spurs world record team unable to beat the Leipzig 24-hour stream team. Man City getting absolutely battered by Liverpool is an interesting one. And Barcelona losing again. I think Barcelona might be out. Let's look at the... Yeah, Barcelona are eliminated. That probably is the biggest shock so far. So after game day 2, we've got Juventus and Chelsea both through comfortably from Group A. Barcelona haven't won a match and now have a local derby against home in their final game in that group. Liverpool and Posh also through very comfortably in Group B with Penabont and Man City, who are nowhere near the level of these 2 teams. That one's kind of gone as expected. The Spurs world record team are potentially in danger here. Preston are through, but they couldn't beat Leipzig. Leipzig, I think, now play Servette, while Spurs play. Spurs could struggle, and then in the final group, it's I mean, it looks closer than it actually is. Peterborough Sports played themselves in the first game, which is why they've got 3 points on the board. But I would expect Spurs and Sporting to both win their final matches. I'll see you on the other side of all those, boys and girls. So match day 3 is complete. We've had some big results. Most notably, I think, and possibly setting the tone for what's going to happen in the rest of the tournament, Chelsea absolutely smashing a very good Juventus team. I think we've got to make Chelsea favourites. I think their game had Chelsea as favourites as well. But Chelsea looking very good. Barcelona not even able to beat home is another... I mean, Barcelona have had an absolute shocker. That's a team that won the Champions League in Non-League to Legend. Have ended on 1 point. Not able to pick up a win in the entire LOLLUJO Cup is a really poor showing from Barcelona. Man City beating Penabont, Liverpool narrowly beating Peterborough. Both those teams looking very good as well. I think the winner comes from these 2 matches. They're probably going to be your semi-finals. Chelsea, Juventus, Peterborough, Liverpool. I would expect them to be the semi-finals. Preston comfortably beating the Tottenham world record team is another shock result. Servette holding Leipzig. Sporting then comfortably beating a version of Peterborough Sports. The other version lost 8-0 to Tottenham, and that leaves the final group stages looking like this. Barcelona with just the 1 point is pathetic. But Man City and Penabont being eliminated, as are Leipzig and Servette, and both flavours of Peterborough Sports, which gives us our quarter-final matches, which is going to be Chelsea versus Peterborough. That could have been the final. That is a huge match. Liverpool, Juventus, Preston against Sporting, and then Tottenham versus Tottenham. Let's crack on with them, shall we? So quarterfinals are now complete, and we have had a huge shock Chelsea, who I was convinced were the best team in the whole tournament, have been knocked out thanks to a 95th minute goal from Herculano for my posh Twitch beta save from way back when. This 95th minute goal from Herculano. Endrick picking the ball up inside the penalty area, holds it up nicely, plays it back, cross comes in. Herculano, who was a striker playing in midfield to try and get something out of that game, comes on, grabs the 95th minute winner. Chelsea are out, as are Liverpool. The Juventus team that got absolutely thumped by Chelsea in the group stage have made it through to the semi-final. Preston very comfortably dealing with an injury-ravaged Sporting, and it was the Tottenham non-league to legend team that prevailed over the Tottenham world record team, even though I was pretty convinced the world record team was the better of the two teams. But I think if we hit continue a couple of times, we should get the draw for the semi-final. We got so many managers in here. Yeah, okay. Just show me the semi-final. Do we get to see the semi-final now? We've got some suspensions accumulating for various teams. Any moment now, we'll see what the... Here you go, semi-final then. So Preston versus Peterborough. So non-league to legend, possibly everyone's favourite non-league to legend team from this year, against my favourite team from this year, the Peterborough beta save. And then Spurs from non-league to legend versus Juventus from non-league to legend. We are set up for a Preston-Tottenham final, potentially, which would settle that debate that you all had nearly a year ago, where everyone told me I was making a step back, leaving Preston and going to Spurs. If they face off in the final, we'll be able to settle that once and for all to see which was actually the better of the two teams. But obviously, Posh and Juventus ready to throw a spanner in the works. Let's go and get those matches played as well. Well. Spurs absolutely thrashed Juventus. It was never in any kind of doubt. This Spurs team just, I mean, look at that. Such a poor performance from Bilger, who was just owned by Brindley for the entire match, and the Spurs attack was just too strong. They absolutely ripped them apart. I actually fear a little bit for this Peterborough side, who once again have kind of scraped through. They mugged Preston a little bit, absolutely battered them on the XG, Preston did, but ultimately slightly better finishing quality and some misfiring in front of goal from Preston means we have a Peterborough Tottenham final, the age-old battle, good versus evil. My favourite team against them lot. And we're going to do that one as a live commentary for you. And I promise you, I'll be as neutral as I can be. I'll just go and sort the teams out. Where's the Spurs reserves? So on my absolute best behaviour, we are going with the strongest Spurs team that is available, even playing Ismail Sen ahead of Harry Kane up front, which does pain me. But for those of you who remember non-league to legend, this should be a trip down memory lane. Remember, this is a Champions League winning Tottenham team. Bazunu in goal, a back four of Posselt, Valenti, by the way, there's been like 3 of him in this tournament. Trilli and Porro, Rovella and Barella in midfield, Kvaratskhelia, still can't say his name, Kulusevski and Bargi as the attacking midfield 3 behind the aforementioned Ismail Sen. Lots of players on yellow cards. Doesn't really matter though, because, it's the final. And then the Peterborough team, which if you don't watch the Twitch videos, the Twitch streams, you probably should, because then you would have met this team. I obviously want this team to win because it's Posh. Costa in goal, a back four of Langlois, McMahon, Lemos, who got the winner in the semi-final, and Tarek Dianzevich. Nelson at the base of midfield. Beretta, who... Is he also? No, he's not. It's a different guy in the Spurs team. And Gravenberch behind Savic, and then Endrick and Crammond up front. We are keeping an eye on a bench that contains superstars. Gavi, Silas, where's Herculano? Got to get him up onto the bench as well. And of course, Adam Fell, and I hope he's all right. But let's get this team submitted. Oh, the stress of it all. If you want to, regardless of the result, if you want to go and check in on this Posh team, you think that Posh team is great. All the highlights of those streams are available on LOLLUJO too. So you could go and watch them and just, that could be your daily LOLLUJO content while you're waiting for FM24 to drop. You can hang out over on LOLLUJO too and find out just how good this Posh team was. But hopefully they're about to show you just how good they are because I really want to beat Spurs. I can't have Spurs winning the LOLLUJO Cup. I know I let them in it twice, but this is unacceptable. Crammond is in. Crammond rounds the keeper. And as we've said many times before over on Twitch, it is the night of Crammond. And Crammond has scored to put Posh 1-0 up against Spurs. And the crowd go wild. We're at Wembley, by the way. What a time to be alive. It is the night of Crammond. If you want to know what that means, again, LOLLUJO 2. Go and watch the Posh series. It was brilliant. I am a little bit worried that a beta save might be the one that wins the LOLLUJO Cup, which does imply that my team building peaked very early on FM23. It's fine, though. We're not going to worry too much about that. Savage plays through to Crammond, and now Endrick makes it 2-0. Oh, if you're wondering how we got Endrick playing for Peterborough, again, it's because it was the beta and we were able to bring him in on loan when he was like 16, 17 years old with a future fee, and then we just paid the future fee when he turned 18. And it was we were in the Championship when we signed Endrick. Obviously, can't do those kind of shenanigans. Now he's at Real Madrid or on his way to Real Madrid. But it was the beta. It was the Wild West, and we were able to bring Endrick into Championship Peterborough United, and he has doubled the lead. It is 2-0 to Peterborough United, the best team I've managed on FM23. Maybe. I mean, if they go 3-0 up, stop the count. I peaked in the beta, and it turns out the diamond that I used back then was better than the 4-3-3 I used for pretty much the rest of the year. Who'd have thought? That is, I mean, it's not even close. This is a Spurs team that won the Champions League, being absolutely ruined by Peterborough United. And I'm very, very happy. Oh, it couldn't be going any better. I mean, it's not even a fluke either. Look at the match stats. Absolutely dominating Spurs in every category. This is a very, very good Peterborough team, but Spurs are in here, but Posh just deal with it really comfortably. Gravenberch clears forward to Endrick, who just spins his man with ease, and Posh are on the attack again. Embarrass them, boys. Embarrass them. Langlois back to McMahon, who, by the way, is a right back playing out of position at centre back. He plays it all the way back to Costa in goal. And now Nelson dropping deep, gives it to McMahon again, and Beretta turns. There's just no pressure from this Spurs team. We could just knock the ball around with ease. That's right. I'm not impartial. I was never going to be. Endrick's in again. And this time Bazunu slides out and makes the save. One of two versions of Bazunu who played in this year's LOLLUJO Cup. The other one playing for Servette. It seems like he was one of those players who, depending on the RNG at the start of your save, could be really good or could end up in the Swiss League. Harry Kane is going to be coming on for Spurs. Mudrick is going to come on as well, and Phil Brindley, who was very, very good in the previous round, coming on as well. He's another one of these young wonder kids that we've had throughout these saves this year. Langlois is going to come off for Holzenbein. Gravenberch can come off for Gavi. He's on a yellow card and tiring, and we'll take off Tarek and bring on Adam Fell. I hope he's all right. Oh, it's so much fun being able to do that again. McMahon can go out to his natural right back position. Fell playing alongside Lemos. It's 3-0. There's 20 minutes to go. Please don't mess it up from here, lads, or I'm going to... If Harry Kane comes on and ruins me in another final this year after what happened at Insomnia in the world record save, I'm going to be sad. This will be the last laugh of Harry Kane. But with 10 minutes to go, he's done nothing so far. Beretta's coming off. Herculanu comes on in midfield. The young superstar wonder kid who might just be the best wonder kid that we got at any point during FM23. And for my final trick, I'm going to take off Endrick, bring on Silas, and then just head over to Spurs and see if they need any substitutions. They've got some tired legs. They seem more tired than this Posh team. Son's going to come on as well. And we're also going to bring on Bullet in midfield. Spurs are done. Spurs are done. Posh are great. We're about to see a Peterborough United trophy lift as the last piece of Football Manager 2023 content on the channel. We have released hundreds of Football Manager 2023 videos. I'll put it out there and I'll say no one in the history of the universe made more FM23 videos than I did across the 2 channels. And this is the very last one. I hope you've enjoyed it. And obviously we'll be back very, very soon for FM24. As soon as the beta drops, you'll have FM24 content out of your ear holes, both here on LOLLUJO 2, over on Twitch, even on TikTok. I'm like a cool young guy now. I do TikTok. So make sure you're following, subscribed on all of those. And we'll try and build a team as good as this Peterborough team. Silas makes it 4-0. Oh my word. If that wasn't reason to pre-order FM24 using discount code LOLLUJO at Fanatical, the link's at the top of the description below, I don't know what is. That's what Silas would have wanted, boys and girls. 4-0. We're ready for the trophy lift now. Can we have one more Herculano goal maybe? That might be fun. Any more? Or is 4-0 enough? We've absolutely ruined him here, and I am delighted. Adam fell. I hope he's all right. He is. He plays it forward to Gavi, and now Herculano. Silas out on the right-hand side. The game's lagging a little bit. It's holding on. The last dregs of FM23. We're rinsing it dry, and it's struggling. But Crammond is in. Is it the night of Crammond once more? It's not. He plays it back to Holzenbein, and unfortunately Spurs get it clear, but we have got one more opportunity. The ball is lumped forward. Bazunu collects comfortably. Wow. Oh, Silas! Crammond again! Oof. Ooh. Oh, my word. I think that's that. Is that? We've got a minute. A minute to go. Spurs time wasting because they don't want to take any more punishment from this excellent Peterborough United team. Look at that from Lemos. Just the first to everything. Crammond turns, tries to play through to Silas. Savic has picked up a knock for Posh. We'll just go down to 10 men. It's fine. We only need 10 men. Lovely. And there we have the trophy lift. I mean, that's a bit unfortunate, being in the way of the trophy lift. Come on, then. But now we get to see the trophy lift. Boys and girls, Peterborough United are the best team that I managed in FM23. There's your proof. It looks like I didn't even set myself up with a proper manager, man, because none of them look a lot like me. I don't know which one of them is supposed to be me, but there we go. And if you want to learn more about that team, they're over on LOLLUJO 2, like I said before. But that is the end for FM23. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up on the way out to show how much you've enjoyed all of the FM23 content we've thrown at you this year. Subscribe to the channel so you're here ready and waiting for FM24 as soon as it drops. And thank you very much for watching.